you and I have talked a lot. I've never heard you called an extremist on abortion. Didn't get to hear the end of that. We didn't get to hear your response to Senator Rubio. But what do you make of that? I mean, there are people who are in Florida is one of the few states in the neighborhood that is not as extreme as states around it. It's actually thought of as a bit of a sanctuary for a moment. But there's a lot of worry that abortion rights are going to go away in Florida, too. And yet somehow Marco Rubio tried to paint you as the extremist on abortion.
Well, it's great to be back with you. And look, it was clear tonight, certainly to me and certainly I believe to Florida voters, that Marco Rubio has no clue about what his primary responsibilities are in the U.S. Senate. It is to protect the health, safety, and well-being of the people that he serves, especially during tough times, natural disasters, mass shootings, even economic crisis, but certainly when constitutional rights are being threatened, or like we've seen in the Dobbs case, a constitutional right being taken away. And to say I'm extreme when he thinks that a 10-year-old girl who's raped should carry the seed of her rapist, people who are desperate, that's what they say. Desperate people do desperate things. And I think the voters got a real good look tonight at who the real Marco Rubio is.
Let's talk a little bit about guns. That was an interesting comment where he said if those people are intent on killing, they'll find other ways. That's empirically not true. In countries where guns are not as readily available, including where I'm from in Canada, this doesn't happen. There are countries all over the world where there are mass shootings, and they tend to be rare. And then the government quickly acts to try and close whatever loophole caused it to happen. What Marco Rubio said tonight is untrue. But where do you go with that in a place like Florida in terms of gun restrictions?
You know what, Ali, it's untrue, but it was also pretty ridiculous. Look, I spent 27 years as a law enforcement officer, served as a police chief, and the reduction of gun violence was one of my primary concerns. It's about getting dangerous guns out of the hands of dangerous people. And imagine if we had a murder in Orlando as a result of gun violence. And I said, you know what, y'all, let's just don't investigate these cases, or let's just take this law off the book because we can't get them all. That's basically what the senator said. And I'd like to know, how in the heck does he know whether if we had the proper laws in place, whether it would have that shooting would have happened or not? We have to do everything we can to protect Floridians and protect the American people. So again, I hope that Florida voters got a good look at really who Marco Rubio is, and what he said, quite frankly, with gun violence was ridiculous. If you have listeners out there who are interested in supporting my campaign and working together to reduce gun violence, my website is valdemings.com.